And so without further ado, I want to bring up Brandon Weber.
Thank you, sir.
Take it away.
Trade. Cool. Super excited. I had a ton of fun yesterday. I think we kicked off the conference really well. As Nick said, yesterday we talked about our vision. We talked about a vision for commercial real estate. Nick laid out kind of VTS's role in shaping that vision. And today I'm going to talk about the concrete steps that we're taking this year to make that vision a reality. And before I start, I just want everyone to look around for a moment. Just do it. Come on, wake up, look around. By being in this room today, this morning, you are all thought leaders, you're all change agents, you're all part of a movement to bring commercial real estate into the modern era. And I think that's really important. It's so important, in fact, that I want everyone to just turn to the person next to them, give them a high five, right now. Come on, let's do it. Okay, now turn to the other person, give them a high five. Now back, okay. Nailed it. We're on a mission to bring high fives to commercial real estate. We're all pumped to have you here. And we're all pumped to be with you as partners in this movement. So with that, let's get started. So Nick introduced our mission statement yesterday. Our mission's to be commercial real estate's modern operating system, the place where deals happen, where customer relationships are nourished, and where real-time market data comes to life. I'm going to use this mission statement as kind of the framework for talking about what we're building and the customer outcomes that we're working to achieve on your behalf. And we got a lot to cover. Action-packed morning, so I'm going to get started with modern operating system. So what is an operating system? Like, the way that we think about operating system is it's a tool that you're using every single day to get your job done. And to be a great operating system, it's got to be something that people want to use every single day to get their jobs done. So as Steve Jobs put it so succinctly, the details matter in getting that right. And if we're going to build a world-class platform, we've got to sweat the small stuff. We've got to sweat the details of your user experience every single day. It's critical to achieving the outcomes that we want. So last year, when you asked us to make VTS easier and faster to use, we listened. Boy, did we listen. In fact, we invested about 50% of our product resources on core user experience usability improvements. We shipped over 300 user experience, usability, performance improvements in the product, and we fixed over 1,200 customer issues that came from you to make the product better, to make the experience better. Some of the big things that we shipped, we redesigned our navigation to reduce clicks, make it easier to get your job done. We made it easier to view and sort, see data in your tables, and we completely revamped our mobile app experience so that you can get more value while you're on the go. We've got tons of new features in our iOS app, and we built an all-new iPad app that if you haven't downloaded yet and you're an iPad user, you got to get on it. It's awesome. It's got tons of capabilities. So the interesting thing here isn't the features that we built, it's the impact that we're having on our customers. And I want to talk a little bit about that. So over the last year, we've added 10,000 broker users to our overall ecosystem. We now have 36,000 users on VTS using the product every single day to get their jobs done. We have definitively the largest broker ecosystem in the industry. And what this means is huge for user adoption. It means that we've got the entire industry using VTS every single day. What's really cool is those users are using VTS a lot more. 23% increase in user engagement and a 4 times increase in user satisfaction over the last 12 months. So what this means for the folks in the room is that your employees and your partners and your service providers are happier and more engaged in VTS, and you're getting more return on your investment in VTS. You're getting more data through the system. You're getting more value out of the platform. This is a huge deal to us. It's a huge deal to us fulfilling the vision for you. It's about quality. And beyond the metrics, I think it's the feedback that really gets me fired up. Here's a good example, actually. So Chris Newkirk, he's an awesome guy from CBRE. He's a broker partner of ours. He had a quote talking about navigation and how it completely changed his experience, and he's really fired up about it. He said, thank you. We've got hundreds of these. These are the things that get our product and engineering team out of bed every day to go sweat the small stuff and make the product really great. And we're going to continue to invest in this. We're not stopping. So we really believe in making VTS truly a world-class platform. And here are just a few of the improvements that we're making. We're going to add powerful contextual filters to every single table that you see in VTS so you can slice and dice your data faster. We're going to revamp user management so that it's easier for our users who have lots of properties, customers that have lots of properties, lots of users, to add them, remove them. And then we're adding this new feature that a lot of our customers have asked about. It's like, what if we could archive buildings that we've already sold so we can maintain all that amazing data that we've got in VTS and use it down the road? Well, we're going to build that for you. because the details matter. I want to talk about where deals happen. We talked a lot about where deals happen yesterday. Did everyone see the customer panel? Just raise your hand. Did you guys see the customer panel yesterday with Mark Zakakis talking about his conversion funnel, talking about optimizing where deals happen, talking about a 3% lift is going to increase deals by 300,000 square feet closed if you get better at it. So when you think about leasing, we think about it kind of like it's a symphony. It's a symphony of activities. There's hundreds of things that are going on across every single deal that need to be perfectly coordinated to get that deal done. Then you multiply that across a building, across a portfolio. You got tons of stuff that you got to get done. And last year, we made a big promise to you. We said we were going to help you do better deals faster by streamlining every step of that deal-making process with software. That's what we're here for. And I'm excited to share the progress that we've made over the last year, because it's pretty cool. So we delivered a bunch of stuff. Last year, we launched an all-new deal approvals product, because we saw it was taking landlords often weeks to get a deal approved, when it's something that should be done in a day or two. That's crazy. It shouldn't take weeks to do that. We made a ton of improvements to it after launching, and now we're cutting deal approval times for landlords who roll this out by over 50% off the bat, many times way more. We're making huge progress there. We also expanded our financial analysis capabilities so you can analyze more complex deals in VTS without ever having to leave the product, right? It's all about kind of taking those hundreds of steps and making them faster and easier. And finally, we reimagined how landlords manage the top of their funnel with an all-new Tenants in the Market feature that enables your leasing teams to be proactive about nurturing requirements in the market. Remember that funnel that Mark was showing us? The top of that funnel is those requirements, and we're building software to make it easier for you to pull those requirements right into your funnel. Features are great, but at the end of the day, this is what we're talking about. So we're focused on delivering customer outcomes. So show me the money, right? The metrics are really cool. We're now able to quantify the bottom line impact that this work is having on transaction times. And the results are exciting. You're going to want to write this down. We've analyzed transaction times for over 540 VTS customers over a 12-month period of using VTS. And on average, by the way, they've reduced transaction times from just over 100 days at the start of the analysis to 59 days at the end of month 12. I heard a couple of deep breaths. That was really cool. That's big. That's a 40% improvement, by the way. A 40% improvement in transaction times. And actually, if you just pull out deal approvals, 14% of that is driven by the deal approvals feature alone, because we can cohort analyze that. That is huge. That is bottom line ROI that you can take back to the committee that says we make decisions on technology and it better deliver value. There's the value. This chart brings me like one single tear to my eye. It's a beautiful thing. So bottom line, time kills all deals, right? Do people agree that time kills all deals, right? Come on, it does. And we're making you faster, right? So we're making you a lot faster. It's a beautiful chart. Beyond the metrics, like the quotes are really cool. This is a partner and customer of ours from Nicola Crosby. He talks about getting offers out, securing tenants within hours versus days. He said, I don't think it would have happened without BTS. We got dozens of these quotes. It's really cool. We're just getting started, though. We're not even done. Here's what's coming next. We're going to build a comprehensive dashboard around your deal approvals and your tasks so that the folks who are managing all these things, you've got hundreds of deals across your portfolio, they can manage it in one place and they can get them done even faster, because we've found that to be a bottleneck to getting this stuff done. The second one's a big one. So 30% of the people in this room own retail, whether it's grocery shopping center anchored, whether it's a big mall, whether it's strip centers. And one of the biggest things that they talk to us about is this tenant coordination process. So streamlining the coordination process from lease executed to tenant move-in. Well, we're going to address this. We're going to streamline the heck out of that. We're going to help our retail landlords make deals faster. And we think this is going to be just as valuable for you office owners and industrial owners, because it turns out there's a bunch that goes on there, and VTS is really, really good at streamlining stuff. And then finally, we're revamping our proposal reporting to make it much easier for you to view, to report, and approve the proposals for every deal that you've got. So if you want to learn more, we've got a demo station focused on this called Deal Approvals, and you can get into all the nitty-gritty details about it. Third, I want to talk about being the place where relationships are nourished. So as you all know by now, if we haven't hit you over the head enough, we've got a point of view on this. And we believe that commercial real estate is shifting to a tenant-centric industry. It's an industry where you got to be super proactive about managing your relationships with the tenants that you have. This is going to matter more than ever. Last year, we launched the TRM product with this vision. It was to enable you to become a tenant-centric landlord by centralizing all the details, all the context, all the conversations about your tenants into one super easy-to-use product. And I'm excited to share the progress we made because we made a ton. So this last year, we launched and then we continued to invest. Everyone remember when Kevin said that he had, I think it was 21 Wells Fargos in their system, like 21 different versions of Wells Fargo? Who likes having that? No one likes that. I don't like that. We don't want 21 different versions of our tenants. So we fixed that. And we've built powerful algorithms, and we built a lot of services around it to clean that data up for you. So when you log into TRM, you see one version of Wells Fargo and the 21 different instances of your relationship with them. And beyond that, we actually took the time to represent corporate hierarchies in TRM too, because we know you've got these complicated relationships where there's a parent company and a bunch of subsidiaries, or it's a big franchisee and a bunch of franchisees under them. Now in TRM, you can actually represent that, you can see it, you can slice and dice it and see who's the big parent and like who's working under them, Amazon, Whole Foods, Zappos, et cetera. Super powerful. This is getting the details right. And then finally, we're bringing your boots on the ground into the picture. So what I mean by that is we're making TRM the best place for your on-site property managers, your on-site leasing agents, to take that incredibly valuable context that they get about your tenants every single day. When they bump in the hallway and the CFO is like, God, we're kind of busting at the seams. We had a great call where on-site property managers know that when a lot of key cards are being asked for, gosh, now's the time the tenant's growing. Well, that's context that used to just float away in the ether. You didn't even know what the deal was. And the asset managers couldn't use that to think about leasing. Well, now you can, because you can stay up to date on those conversations because they get logged in VTS, and you can get pushed to the asset management team so you can be proactive as opposed to reactive. So you're not going to lose tenants like our friends at Stone Tower yesterday, who found out way after the fact what was going on. It's a big deal for us. So the quotes are cool. So this is Harry Foster from Landsec. So Land Securities is one of the biggest landlords based out of the UK. They're doing really cool stuff. They're reimagining their entire asset management process to become tenant-centric, with TRM at the core of their tenant management and outreach process. So now they're tracking all their strategic updates. They're gauging satisfaction. They've got renewal intentions. It's all being logged inside of TRM. And so they've gone from being reactive to proactive, where they know exactly what their relationship is with every single tenant that sits in their portfolio. It's hugely important, and they're a huge fan of this. And TRM's going to get better. So biggest ask for us, they're like, that all sounds cool. Can you put it on my iPhone? That's pretty powerful stuff. Like, imagine having your entire C-suite at your organization, entire asset management team, entire leasing team, within their pocket, a holistic view of their relationship with every single tenant that you have. Imagine the power they have when they're walking into a meeting and they know exactly what's going on, the details, the relationship, et cetera. So that's a big thing. We're moving TRM to mobile. Second, we're going to push your tenant relationship opportunities to you with powerful notifications. Push notifications saying, guys, you got a tenant relationship that exists that just hit your portfolio. You should act on it. Wouldn't it be cool if we knew that there was a 22nd Wells Fargo who's looking at a space in one of our buildings, and we got 21 other existing relationships with Wells Fargo. We know all the contact information. We know the relationship details. We know the economics. Well, boy, do we have a feature for you. It's called TRM. It's going to be really cool. And then finally, we're doing what I'm calling unlocking gold. We're extending TRM to work across your joint venture partnerships, because we know there's all these complex relationships that we have with other landlords, right, where we partner on deals. So we're going to extend TRM to actually give you visibility into your tenant relationships across those joint venture partnerships. This is a first for any CRM. We're the only platform that just technically is going to be able to do this for you. And that's all coming this year. Again, you can learn a ton more about TRM out at the booth, where we've got a lot more details. You can get a demo of it, and you can check it out. So finally, let's talk about data. So yesterday, literally every single speaker that was on this stage or in the panels talked about data. You've heard it. We're becoming a data-driven industry. We got to. The ability to capture, to analyze, to leverage that data is going to be paramount for us in succeeding in the future, and so we're here to help. And as the management guru Peter Drucker said, which, by the way, I did have this slide in my keynote last year, and I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that, because it's important. What gets measured gets improved. That's the world that we live in. So we live in a world where we're going to help you measure and then help you improve. And we're measuring the outcomes now. What we also know is historically it's been super hard to get data and insights out of technology. It kind of feels like this poor dude. And I think we've heard that from you all. It's like it's a pain in the ass to get insights out of the technology that you have. It's kind of locked in there. We download it into a spreadsheet and do a bunch of data munging. We also know how much incredibly rich leasing data you now have in VTS about your supply, about your demand, about your tenant relationships, about your prospect relationships. Super cool. And you've told us, VTS, can you help? It would be really incredible if we could slice and dice that data any way that we want and get it out of VTS. It would be really great if we could create flexible dashboards that give us our own unique view on that data that matters to our organization, that might be slightly different than another organization. A little bit flexibility. And then maybe even automatically schedule all that stuff to go out to exactly the right person in the organization at exactly the right time on exactly the right frequency without having to like lift a finger. Wouldn't that be cool? A couple nods? I heard a yes down there. Yes. Cool. Okay. We agree. So, which is why I'm really, really excited to share that we're building an all-new product, an all-new module at VTS that we call VTS Business Intelligence. And business intelligence is a buzzword that people throw around so often. It's really just a solution to the problems that I just described. It's a solution to answering business questions that matter and then giving you the insights you need to take action on those business questions. So we're building a new module called VTS BI, or VTS Business Intelligence, that solves this very specific problem. I want to tell you a little bit about it. So with VTS BI, you're going to be able to visualize that complex, that rich data that you've got in VTS to get specific performance insights about your portfolio in the way that you want to look at them. You're going to be able to schedule reports, get exports out of data, and get that information pushed into your organization, the various people in it, when you want to, at exactly the right moment that you want to who exactly you want to, so that you've got communication around the organization that is proactive, not reactive. This is huge. Instead of having to download report, hit send, push it out, remember to do it 3 weeks later, we're going to enable you to skip that entire step and just push it out across your organization. Your CEO has a different view and cares about different things about their leasing business than your finance department, but they both care a lot about your leasing business. So third is super interesting. And this is going above and beyond. You're going to be able to automatically get alerted when metrics dip below key thresholds. So for example, what if you've got a loan with a covenant that says, gosh, when this asset dips below 90%, we got an issue. Something changes, right? Reporting, et cetera. What if you had an alert that said, this asset's at 91%, and our pipeline showing it's going to drop below 90? And that alert got pushed to exactly the person that needs to move on that metric when it happens. We're going to be able to do that across a lot of different metrics in your portfolio. So you're getting notified when certain things change in your portfolio, and the right person gets notified so they can act. So we're hugely excited about this. And we're going to have our first customers on it this year. Actually, in fact, by the end of Q3, this next quarter. So stay tuned for more details on that. And if you want to learn more, we got a demo station for you. You can learn a lot more about it. Finally, let's talk about MarketView. I'm excited to talk about it. I hope you are. Obviously, in case you were asleep or maybe didn't make the first day, I'm going to recap. Yesterday, we announced that we're building the industry's first real-time market benchmarking platform for commercial leasing. We call it MarketView. It's going to be in beta by the end of this year. And I want to tell you a little bit more about it. I'm going to start first with the vision. Vision's pretty simple. It's to leverage unparalleled market insights to drive better leasing and investment decisions. The unparalleled market insights resulting from the data that's coursing through VTS about leasing, about supply, about demand. To leverage better leasing decisions is all about taking action. So this has to go beyond data. I am sick of data for data's sake. It's just the most boring thing ever. You look at it and you're like, throw it away. This is all about driving action. So I want you guys to hold us accountable to building a product that actually results in you making decisions. That's a huge deal for us. That's driving the way we're doing product discovery and product research. And so for the first time ever with MarketView, beyond the data that we have, which is truly unique, it's a truly unique data set in the industry. It's never been aggregated or structured at this scale before. It's going to be real time. So it's real-time data that's coming in now. It's accurate because it's first-party data. It's not data relying on surveys or relying on what someone thought or what someone used to do 6 months ago. It's data that's coursing through the veins of VTS, which needs to be accurate because it's part of the business. And finally, it's contextual. This is a hugely important nuance to us, which is how do you make actionable data? You make it contextual. You stick it right in the middle of making a decision, right where you're looking at, well, what should I price that space? Right where you're looking at financial analysis, right when you're comparing your portfolio to another. You got to put it in there. So we're going to make this data contextual by integrating it right into the experience that you have in VTS. And there's another really, really important component here that I want to talk through, and I want to give you some examples. So you're going to be able to attract more tenants. We're going to drive tenant attraction by knowing what's driving market demand right now. So let's talk about market demand. That's tenants in the market. What deals are in the market right now? What does the market look like in terms of tenant size, tenant industry, what they're looking for, where they're going? We've got incredible detail about the demand in the market, and it's all on data right now. It's not 6 months ago. We're going to help you convert deals better by knowing what your financials, the deal financials that you're doing, starting rent, concessions, et cetera, and how they're comparing to the market around them. So how are the rents that we're getting comparing to the sub-market that I'm focused on, my competitive set, et cetera, so you can make sure that you're making pricing decisions that make sense. And we're going to help you with efficiency. We're going to help you make that revenue funnel look even more effective by helping you understand how your deal velocity, how your deal conversion rates are comparing to the market that directly competes with you. So that you can say, gosh, we've got a real bottleneck in our leasing process at this stage. And then you can make decisions. It's going to be really cool. We think this is going to be game-changing, in fact. And this is really what we spent 4.5, 5, 6 years focused on getting to, which is this place where we can unlock the power of market data and put it in the palm of your hands. And I want to hit on something that's equally important to us, though, which is trust. And it's really about maintaining the client and the market trust that Nick, myself, Ryan, the whole founding team, Niall, have spent so much time trying to build. You're in this room because you trust us. You're in this room because we're partners. And it's guiding all our product decisions to maintain that trust. That's super important to me personally as a professional and a founder. And so I want to talk a little bit how we're talking about trust. So all benchmarking metrics that we're going to be building are going to be built from non-identifiable, aggregated, anonymized data. It's confidential and per the terms of our contractual relationship with our customers. So it's aggregated and anonymized. And finally, it's give to get. This is actually a really important concept. We see MarketView as a partnership with our clients. It's a partnership with our clients, which is why we're taking a give to get approach when it comes to data and how we think about data and data sharing. Only VTS customers who participate in the anonymized data sharing can purchase MarketView. So you can't have any freeloaders. Right? If you want to get access, you got to be a part of the platform. This is a model that's worked really well in the hotel industry. How many are familiar with Smith Travel Research Star Report? Raise some hands. Anyone who's in hotels kind of knows. Yep. So this is working well in multifamily. And so it's a model that works really well for keeping a strong partnership and keeping incentives aligned. And I'm proud to say, too, the majority of our customers are opted in to partner, which is really great. And we're partnering on a product development side, too. We're doing product discovery with some incredible customers and incredible brands who are giving us great feedback and helping us ensure that what we deliver is absolutely game-changing at the end of the day. We're going to deliver game-changing value for you because we are partnered with those on the screen and those folks in the room to deliver that value. So the big question, how do you get involved? Join the movement is a statement that I'm making because I believe this isn't just a feature or product that we're rolling out. This is a movement to a data-driven industry. And the folks in this room, like we said, we high-fived each other, your old change agents, remember? So now's the time to join the movement. So I'm going to recap. So MarketView is going to be available in select markets to select customers by the end of this year in beta. And then we're going to go broad in 2019. So to all our existing customers in the room, call your account managers this week and ask how you get onto the beta for MarketView. We're going to get you on that beta list. And if you're not a customer of VTS yet, now is the perfect time to become one because this is all about turning your data into insights and getting you ready to effectively be a part of this movement. So I'm just going to recap. So when I step back and I assess the year that we have had, we're halfway through it, and the year that we're going to have, I hope you agree with me that 2018 for VTS is truly a year of innovation. Last year, we spent a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears, making two companies one, getting two cultures to become one. This year, we are innovating more than we ever have. We're making major leaps forward, not only on the products that we're building, but on the customer outcomes that we're delivering. And you're going to hear me talk about customer outcomes a ton, because that's what we're all about. We're about velocity. We're about improving conversion rates. We're about improving the rents that you get. improving relationships. So without a doubt, it's the most excited I've ever been about a roadmap since I started Hightower, since we merged the two companies. And I want to take this moment to give a huge round of applause for the product and engineering teams at VTS who are like really, truly putting their blood, sweat, and tears into this. So join me with a round of applause for those guys. A lot of them are in the room. Those folks make me proud every single day. So finally, I just want to thank everyone here for their trust and partnership. It's amazing how much feedback has come from this room. I'm looking at Christy, I'm looking at faces, I'm looking at the Zeller folks. It's really cool, and I'm not exaggerating. I don't think I'm exaggerating at all when I say that we stand at the cusp of something really, really exciting. This is an exciting moment for the industry. It goes far beyond like VTS and what we're building, and I know for a fact that we wouldn't be here without you. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.